George Whitefield, standing in his tabernacle in London and with a multitude gathered about him, cried out, "The Lord Jesus will save the devil's castaways." Two poor abandoned wretches standing outside the streets heard him, as his silvery voice rang out in the air. Looking into each other's faces, they said, "That must mean you and me." They wept and rejoiced. They drew near and looked in at the door. At the face of the earnest messenger, the tears streaming from his eyes as he pleaded with the people to give their hearts to God. Later that day he sat at the table of Lady Huntington, who was his special friend. Someone present said, "Mr. Whitefield, did you not go a little too far today when you said the Lord would save the devil's castaways?" Taking the note from his pocket, he gave it to the lady and said, "Will you read that note aloud?" She read, "Mr. Whitefield, two poor lost women stood outside your tabernacle today and heard you say that the Lord would save the devil's castaways. We seized upon that as our last hope, and we write you this to tell you that we rejoice now in believing in him, and from this hour we shall endeavor to serve him who has done so much for us." That's good stuff. Now we're here hundreds of years later, and I echo the same thing to you right now. The Lord Jesus will save the devil's castaways.